What's up guys, I'm Charles from MX Revival and I wanted to show you this fresh 2002 CR250 we just got done building. So first up, you guys can see that this doesn't really look like a 2002 CR250. I think it's really cool that for all of you that are still riding these, you can get a kit like this. It's a Polysport Restyle kit from Decal Works. Obviously they have a nice color match with an HRC theme on this old girl. A little bit of the subtle Honda CR and Slash vibes going on here. And it was a lot of fun to build for an amazing customer named Brian. It's also crazy to me that you can still get the parts that we have on this thing. Ride Engineering triple clamps, the T-Rex throttle. Obviously we can vapor blast a lot. Throughout the brakes we did a lot of that. The Restyle kit, 3D printed brake line guides, handmade cone pipes. It's pretty crazy. I think the one shortcoming on these bikes, which I often have to visit, is that when we're building one, you might get kind of pooched on your transmission. If you have a bad gear, that's probably the most scarce thing nowadays on these bikes is transmission gears, the cogs. So aside from that, full carbon tank, 800 bucks, but a full carbon tank. You can still get petcocks for these, all the hoses, all the bearings and etc. cables from All Balls. They still make all that stuff. They make wheel spacers now, pretty wild. The engine was obviously completely torn apart, rebuilt, vapor blasted, fat head, cylinder head, optimized the squish band. Got the Electron carb in it. It absolutely barks. Corey over at Anchor Tape still making frame tape for these things. These bikes are old. 2002 was a long time ago. So pretty amazing you guys can still do something like this. W still makes wheel sets for these things. Galfer rotors, the oversized 270. It's pretty crazy, like I said. So thankfully this one had some OEM radiators on it. Brett over at ICW was able to save them. Usually they will sort of fall apart if you've got old coolant in them for too long. He seam welds them, cages them, braces them, makes them about as indestructible as you could. Super sharp foot pegs on it. Again, something else that blows my mind you can still get for an old CR250 like this. Complete seat from guts. I just bolted this sucker on. Actually no work involved. That was kind of nice. Other than that, we zinc plate everything. Main chassis hardware, we did all the chassis hardware on this one in black. So linkage pins, engine stays, lower engine bolts, axles, things like that. Although this one did get titanium axles from Race Tech. You guys won't see that on our website for CR250 most likely. Just browse the CRF 4-stroke stuff. Do a little bit of detective work on the CRF part number crossovers and you'll figure it out. A lot of works connection on this bike. Perches, master cylinder, lids, caps. Suspension's been fully reworked by AHM. Beautiful fork tubes. HRC themed, like I said, blue lowers. Just a badass bike. Adrian over at Ride Engineering is still manufacturing a split triple clamp for this bike. That blows my mind too. One thing you guys are gonna watch out for if you're doing the restyle though, it didn't quite bolt right up to these clamps. So what you're gonna wanna do is notch the fender in the front so you can stick a portion of the triple clamps through it and get this to vibe, because if the front number plate isn't right where it needs to be and it's held by the front fender, then you can't run this kit on this bad boy. It's drilled a little differently, but dude, velocity components, drilled washers for the radiator mounts, bunch of carbon fiber from Lightspeed Carbon, got a Moto Tassanori reed cage in it. I can't believe that you can still get this much stuff for these old CRs. So hopefully soon somebody will start reproducing transmission gears for them. That would be really great for you guys. Until then, you know, if the gears are in good enough shape, what we do is send them out to cryo heat and they will put them through their cryogenic process, which makes them extra durable, hardens them up, micro polishes them. So you'll get a long service life out of them if your transmission is salvageable. And then of course with the micro polish, they shift slicker than snot. So Decal Works killed it on the graphics, gray to black fade. I just love this bike. So I actually get to give this back to my amazing customer in just a couple days. It'll be very exciting to meet him and give this back to him. There was some turbulence with this build, so this kind of puts the final nail in the coffin. So for the engine, like I said, we cryo treat the transmissions or have them cryo treated by cryo heat. Steve up at Hugo Performance in Canada hand makes cone pipes for these. It's almost like not only can you get parts still in some cases, but there's been a resurgence, right? Everybody wants these bikes back. Nobody makes them, and so they're still in this really fun area where you can get stuff for them, and that makes it a lot of fun, especially if you like the simplicity of 2-strokes. It just can't be beat versus cams and valves on the 4-strokes. Inside the engine, we've got a rebuilt crank with a Japanese Pro X rod, so you guys can take your stock crank, don't throw it in the trash. You can get a new rod kit pressed in. You'll get a brand new rod, lower bearing, upper bearing, all the thrust washers. You can have it balanced while it's out if you'd like. Also have a brand new Pro X piston in this bike, a cylinder head from Luke at Fathead. You can actually pop the domes in and out of those and swap it out for different fuels, different volumes, aka compression ratios, etc. Got Electron Pro 38 behind that, so it's sucking just the fuel it needs. The engine cases went through a destaining process, a lot of vapor blasting, and they were actually hand polished up by someone I no longer work with anymore. I'm not going to take credit for that, but he he did a nice job on that. Same with the swing arm. Swing arm had a lot of dents in it. It got a lot of weld fill-ins and some hand blending and then some brushing just like those engine cases. Radiators as well. I'm really pumped on. John over at 2SM Performance makes billet parts. He just came out with brand new clutch covers for this bike, anodized in black, some are raw, whatever. He's got axle blocks, ignition covers. He's got the servo cover. He's got the RC valve door on this sucker. He's got the little RC valve cable guide on top of the engine. So all in billet, all anodized, really cool, brand new stuff that just came out for the CR. Check him out if you need any of that. He's also got a really great axle block solution for the RM250. So I think you guys will really like that a lot. We've got 3D printed brake line guides on this thing. So where you get those old white opaque ones that crack and fall off, Josh over at 3DP Moto makes nice flexible ones. They're black. He also, in conjunction with some parts I sent him that were still good on this bike, things like the CDI sleeve, the wash flap under the seat, stuff that's obsolete from Honda. I had good units of those. I sent those his way. He copied them. So now you guys can get what I call a CR kit. You can get the servo motor door cover, the wash flap under the seat, the CDI holder, brake line guides. It's just amazing. What a time to be alive. The one thing keeping this bike glued to the ground, we got a set of my personal favorite tires currently, Dunlop MX34s front and rear. Thank you to Jay Clark for sending those my way. We also have some of the elusive tire stickers, the yellow Dunlop tire stickers that sort of complete a build in my opinion. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you want to have a bike build done, hit me up. I'd love to talk to you about it, talk about your goals, your vision, your budget, etc. And be on the lookout on the Dirtbike Magazine YouTube channel for a couple other bikes. I didn't just bring this one. I've got an 03 KX250 and coincidentally yet another 02 CR250. So totally different style, same bike. They look nothing alike. Excited for you guys to check that out. Shred safe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.